when Moana 2 was just beginning, and I was writing the script. I was just like, I'm not a Wayfinder. I don't know anything about this. We have this amazing cultural trust, and they said to all of us, well, you're all Wayfinders.
Whenever we have our cultural consultant meetings, that's like, circle that date. I can't wait to talk to them, to meet the crew.
It was incredible.
Oh, it's emotional for all of us. So Herb Kane,
Yes.
this is the original canoe that was designed?
Yes.
One of the things that I was so excited about was that the Polynesian Voyaging Society was on board to work on this. As a Pacific Islander, Nainoa Thompson specifically has been such a hero of mine.
He's a navigator, but also a philosopher of life, honestly. Yeah. I mean, I honestly can say walking away from that conversation with him was life-changing.
In 2015, the first time that I met him, I remember feeling super emotional because I was finally meeting for the first time someone who was a hero to me and to all of us in Hawaii.
Okay, I'm just here to help whatever you guys need.
I just felt very honored, very humbled in his presence.
Born and raised on the island of Oahu in a very, very different time. We grew up as Hawaiian kids knowing unsaid you were the second rated. You were not good enough. You're expected to fail more because of who you are.
For a long time, people had a misunderstanding of how the islands of the Pacific were found. They are so spread out. The cultural footprint of the people of the Pacific is 1/3 of the Earth. And a lot of people didn't think the people of the Pacific could actually make those great voyages.
Stores said no, they couldn't sail against the trade winds. They came from the Americas, drifted. They couldn't navigate more than 100 miles because they weren't smart enough. Already, we were getting labeled.
Wayfinding was gone for hundreds of years because of colonization.
Similar to the story of Moana, navigation was lost in the Pacific. People weren't voyaging anymore. Nainoa Thompson's the first Hawaiian to learn traditional navigation in over 400 or 500 years.
The idea to build Hokulea was to understand who we are and know we come from the lineage of great navigators. And so to make a long story short, it took me 33 days to go to Tahiti in 1980.
It was brave pioneers like Nainoa Thompson who proved by building the Hokulea and doing these seemingly impossible voyages, these great navigators were able to connect islands as far away as Aotearoa to Hawaii, Samoa, Tahiti, Rapa Nui.
Today, across the Pacific, we have a strong sense of identity. One of the things that we all know about ourselves is that we are voyagers, that our people were and are the greatest voyagers on Earth.
If you've ever seen how big the Pacific Ocean is, it's vast. And what they were able to do was, by navigating by the stars and their ability to observe nature, is so amazing to me. I can't possibly understand the depths that they are able to do.
Your Wayfinder is the pilot of that canoe who's leading the crew and leading the vessel to a faraway land using non-instrument navigation.
So each of these is a degree.
Wayfinding consists of having a kinship to nature, always watching the weather, the celestial bodies, the canoe itself, your crew, the wake on the canoe, the little sounds, the birds.
Take an average 24-hour day, you would be making 5,000 observations of nature, memorizing them, and making 500 choices about this canoe and how to balance her.
You're constantly keeping track of how fast you're sailing. You're also keeping track, an idea in your head of where you are at all times.
The hardest part of the navigation is remembering. You take all the observations of the day and the night, and you consolidate them into 2 decisions. Where are you? By knowing where you came from. And then where are you going to go?
Sunrise and sunset are the most important times for a navigator.
Those are the two times that you really know where you are.
Beautiful sailing weather all through the night last night, as well as this morning, right before sunrise, which is right about now. Excited to see how the day goes. The weather looks pretty good right now. I think we're gonna have good trades all day. Watching my teachers make decisions, they're very graceful about it, listening to what the canoe needs to go a certain direction or to like get the mission done successfully and keep the crew safe. So I think navigation has a lot to do with that, a humility for nature and the canoe.
Paying attention to how you're feeling, the deep emotion and the magic Nainoa talks about.
The other incredible thing, like you stand on that canoe, everything is bound and tied just the way the ancestors made it. It's such an incredible, special canoe.
This canoe is stronger, more watertight. It's faster than the day she was born. Somebody cared for this canoe over 49 years. So when you stand on this canoe, there's this infinite amount of care that was put into it. We sailed almost 300,000 miles.
The voyaging canoes, that's like your home for the next 10, 20, 30 days. You have everything you need there. I love it, honestly. I enjoy it. It teaches you how to just live simple and live with the people around you.
Aloha Gangi Kako.
Our living space really is about 40 feet by 10 feet wide. So it's not a very big space for maybe 12 to 14 people to share for about 3 to 4 weeks at sea. You kind of learn how to become family.
We train young people, values first. Anybody can tie a boat, but can you be caring for this canoe? Can you care for each other? We cared how they care for each other.
We have 3 watches on the canoe, 6 to 10, 10 to 2, 2 to 6, and we all switch off. Every single person on the canoe is responsible for things like dishes or scrubbing the deck or cleaning up or whatever your watch captain needs.
Over the 2 hulls, we have 5 bunks on each side. A little canvas tent covering us, but I will say the canvas isn't fully waterproof, so you'll be getting wet if waves crash over while you're sleeping. But also, we're working so hard that once you get down in your bunk, you'll fall fast asleep.
We have a group who's dedicated to ensuring that we have meals on the canoe. It's true that the chef is the most important person in that they have so much control over crew morale.
Showering, we take saltwater showers. So we'll grab a bucket that has a line tied to it. We'll throw it into the water, pull it back up, and dump it on your head.
Living on the Va'a, it's a super beautiful reminder that we don't need a lot. It's kind of the closest to nature I ever feel, is aboard the canoe, knowing that I'm on this tiny vessel, and it's just very simple and very humble.
In talking with Nainoa, he really helped us with our story. How do you find a place you've never been to?
In a part of our story, as Moana goes to a new sky, like literally the stars above her change. And I can't imagine going across the hemisphere and you literally are seeing stars you've never seen before. It completely blows your mind when you think that actually was an experience that these incredible navigators had.
He also just talked about how when you are in the midst of a storm, you have to surrender and you just have to let go because there's nothing that you can do in the midst of it.
One of the things he talked about, which Dana LaDue Miller really took into heart as she was writing the concept of our storm god, Nalo, was that in order to find your way, sometimes you have to get lost.
Nainoa said getting lost is the pathway to magic. So putting her in the middle of a storm, forcing her to let go, and just feeling lost, both like emotionally and physically. And it's only when Moana lets go of control of a moment that she's able to find the answer that she's looking for.
There's another way. There's always another way.
There were many moments when I was working on the first film that I really felt the impact and how far its reach was.
When Moana came out, I wasn't voyaging yet. It was a part of my culture that I had slowly begun to learn about.
It's called wayfinding. It's not just sails and knots.
I think it's a beautiful introduction to the concepts of voyaging and of wayfinding.
Lesson 1. Hit it.
Oli'i is actually my classmate, so we went to school together. I think it was just really amazing to see someone I knew but also the Pacific, be captured and represented in such a huge movie.
What I loved about it was just the imagination, like taking all the colors you see out when you're voyaging and putting it into something visual. You have those things in your memory, so that's something I really liked, was just the visual element or my own memories that I could relate to.
Captain Mark Ellis said that when they travel around the world in communities that aren't as familiar with Pacific voyaging, he'll say, "Oh yeah, did you see Moana?" And all of a sudden a light bulb will go off. So I also feel very grateful that our film can provide more awareness of Pacific Islanders and of voyaging.
The art, the science, and the spirituality of wayfinding, it's inspired all of us across this film.
A wayfinder can actually pause and take a moment to really observe what's going on around them, what's going on inside of them, and then use that information to help them take a step forward with the idea that we're heading toward something that's bigger and better for all of us.
That's the final test. You're gonna choose courage or fear. If you can't control the fear, you can't believe. The storms are gonna come. When they come, you turn to the wind and you stay there until the storm leaves and never let your crew members know that you're scared. The storm of the earth, they're magnificent, but that's not the storm I'm worried about. The second storm, it's a storm inside of you. The storm of doubt, the storm of fear, this is where the faith comes in. If you don't trust in something much larger than yourself, you will not find the island, because it's not rational. It's deeper than that. It's much more spiritual than that. And make that choice between fear and courage, and the storm becomes your companion, and fear becomes your companion.